Hey Perfectly Pampered Cooks, welcome back to my channel. On the menu today we have sausage with peppers and crispy oven roasted potatoes. Let's start this recipe off with 2 bell peppers. Today I'm using 1 orange and 1 red bell pepper. To dice up this bell pepper, I am taking my knife and cutting a circle around the very top of the bell pepper cap. When I'm done doing this, I'm going to twist it like I'm opening a soda bottle. It's going to take off all the seeds that are stuck on the lid of the bell pepper and make pulling out the rest that's in the center really easy. This is the easiest way I know how to get all of the seeds out of the bell pepper without them flying everywhere. Once I have removed the cap, I'm going to slice it in half, and then I'm going to take that half and I'm going to slice it into thin strips. If you don't mind a little bit of, not necessarily heat, because the colored bell peppers that are red, yellow, and orange are sweeter than green bell peppers. The stems and seeds do pack a little bit of heat. If you don't mind that, you don't need to stem and seed them all the way. If you don't like any kind of spice in your food, then I would suggest seeding and stemming them completely. So once they're stripped, what we're going to do is just take them and dice them and repeat this process with the other bell pepper. Now I'm only using half of each. You can use a whole bell pepper of your choosing. I just happen to like eating different colors in my food. We're always told to eat the rainbow because it's the healthiest for you. So once again, we've just removed the cap, the seeds, sliced into thin strips, and we are dicing. Try and make sure your dices are all the same. It'll keep your cooking process faster and will make everything cook evenly at the same time. Once we have our bell peppers completely diced, we're going to set them aside, and we are going to take 2 cloves of garlic and remove the skin from them. To do this, all you need to do is place it on a cutting board and take your knife, hold it flat against the garlic, and just give it a good tap to loosen the skin. It's the easiest way that I know how to get the skin off of garlic, unless you are using a handy tool called the Pampered Chef garlic press, which we will use in another video eventually. So I'm going to take my 2 cloves of garlic, and I'm going to use my favorite microplane, and I am going to grate this garlic. Again, if you don't come from a family of garlic lovers and your family doesn't like chunks of garlic in their food, the best way to avoid that is to either A, get garlic paste, which you can buy in your refrigerator section in the grocery store, or B, get a microplane and grate your garlic. This works great for onion as well. If you choose to use it with onion, just be aware onions are a little watery, so don't be alarmed if you feel like you're getting splashed onion juice. That's normal. So our next step is going to be our potatoes. I have some small Yukon Gold potatoes. You can use any kind of potato that you want to. My opinion on potatoes is Yukon Golds are absolutely the best. I don't know if it's just me, it's probably all in my brain, but I think the Yukon Gold potatoes have the best flavor because they're buttery, and I know that's probably because they're yellow, but they have great flavor to me. So all you're going to do is cut your potatoes in half and dice them all the same size. Toss them in a bowl, and I am adding 1 packet of dry Italian seasoning. You could use ranch, you could use any kind of dry seasoning that you want, but you need 1 packet. And to this, I am adding 1 tablespoon of olive oil. You could also use canola oil or even avocado oil or whatever healthy oil you choose. And you're just going to pour that on top of the potatoes. The measuring spoon that I'm using is actually the Pampered Chef adjustable measuring spoon, which is one of my favorites because it goes from 1/8 of a teaspoon all the way up to a tablespoon. So as you can see, all I did was shake up the potatoes, stirred them around a little bit, made sure everything was coated in the olive oil and the seasoning, and then I am dumping them onto a Pampered Chef stone. I am choosing to use the stone today because the stones cook more evenly and are also great for giving potatoes that great crispiness. You can use a cookie sheet or just a regular pan and do it on that stove. Our next step is going to be our sausage. I have some Hillshire Farm chicken sausage that is basil pesto flavored. Any kind of sausage will work here. I choose to use the chicken sausage because it is more calorie and nutritionally friendly. And I'm only going to use probably about half the sausage, just because I have a family of 4 and we won't eat all 7 servings of the sausage. If you are making this for a crowd, then you're going to want to use the whole sausage. So in a pan, I've got a deep saute pan. I'm heating some olive oil until it's nice and warm. Once the olive oil is nicely heated, I'm going to add our bell peppers and our onion, which I had some leftover onion that I had diced up in the refrigerator. If you have an onion that you're afraid is going to go bad, dice up your onion, slice up your onion, mince your onion, however you want to do it. Stick it in an airtight container or in a freezer Ziploc bag, stick it in the freezer and freeze it. And then when you're ready to use it, bring it to room temperature. I had a big bag, 5-pound bag worth of onions that I didn't want to go to waste, so I chopped all mine up, put it in containers, stuck it in the freezer, stuck some in the fridge. So I've got about 1/4 of diced onion in this pan. Once your veggies start to soften, you're going to add in your sausage. Now at this point, I would suggest you let it cook down a little bit and then check your seasoning. I don't think you're going to need salt just because the sausage itself is salty. You may want to add a little bit of pepper. My sausage was the pesto flavor, so I didn't need to add anything to mine. So once your sausage starts to brown and you start getting those lovely little bits on the bottom of your pan, you are going to add 1/4 cup to 1/2 cup of chicken stock or broth. And we're going to reduce this down until it gets nice and thick. The reason for this is a couple of things. One, we want to put more flavor into those veggies. They're getting flavor from the sausage, but the chicken broth is going to give them even more flavor. It's also going to create a little bit of a sauce, which is going to be great for our crispy potatoes. I love nothing more than a crispy potato that I can dip in something tasty. It also is going to soften your veggies some more without losing their color. The worst thing you can do to a vegetable is overcook it to where it's squishy and dull in color. When your vegetables lose their color, that means that they've lost all of the good nutrients that are in them, and that's not what we want to do here. But right now our objective is just to saute all of this together and bring that sauce down even more to make a thicker sauce that we can dip our potatoes in. Once it's gone for about 3 to 5 minutes, you're going to want to stir it and see how much it's reduced. It's starting to thicken. That's what we're going for. We're going to let it cook down even more so it's thick and almost like a syrup. Once it has hit that stage, we are going to turn off the heat and just let it sit. Now see, it's more pasty here. It's almost not even a sauce, just barely there. That's exactly what we're looking for. These are our potatoes from the oven. We've made them nice and crispy but soft on the inside. To serve, all we're going to do is place our potatoes in a bowl and top with our sausage and peppers with that lovely sauce that we made. Hope you enjoy. Till next time.